Welcome back, guys. We are here in Emerald 2 trying to climb our way up. There's going to be 4 games today, and we start off playing double jungle Sion Support. I invaded the red side and noticed that the Karma had left the bot lane, so rather than going for this red, I decided to wait. I let the Karma check, and once she sees it there, she pretty much tells the Nidalee, it's all good, you can start it, he's left the jungle. Truth is, I'm just waiting there behind them, and I steal it from out under him. They send everyone they have to come and try and kill me to get back that red buff, but they do it to no avail. I waltz out of there, and while the Nidalee is dealing with the Echo on that side of the map, I'm taking everything on the blue side. So there's something that we need to go over in regards to what happened on this trip. The TLDR is Riot royally screwed us, but it's important you know what happened for this episode to make sense. So we'll go over that later in the video. Focusing back in on this game, we've just killed the Nidalee, setting her back, but in return, we gave 2 kills to this Sylas. Another kill then gets handed over while chasing that Sylas, and we're in this bad position. The score is 7-2, but we do have control over the Nidalee. So they have all the kills, but we have jungle control. Thanks to a well-orchestrated 4-man gank on the bot lane, we do manage to claw our way back into this game. Things are looking promising, and I want to ride that momentum. So immediately after, I make this play onto the Karma. My team does not follow it up. It's my fault. That's okay. What's important is it doesn't slow me down. So I head to the top lane. We're looking to use K'Sante as a bait to land our ultimate. After we secure this kill, I help the K'Sante push the wave, and while he's recalling, I stick around to pick up not 1, but 2 tower platings. Yes, you might think this is greedy. Truth is, our team is behind. We need the gold right now. If I can get that gold, I'm confident I can use it to benefit our team. Benefit our team, we do. 4 kills for our team, only 1 for the enemy. We are right back in this game. Drake spawning in 30 seconds, and I spot the enemy Sylas is pushing the bot wave. He is quite big though. He's the champion we gave all the gold to in the early levels, so he's a definite threat on the enemy team. Picking him off is a difficult task, but the risk to reward ratio, it's somewhat there. If we kill him, we're going to secure that Infernal Drake for free. We're now 23 minutes into this match. As far as I'm concerned, the gold, the teams, everything is dead even. This fight is going to predict which team goes ahead and starts snowballing into a lead. The fight was extremely extended, very messy, but it was at this moment I realized this is a 4v5. Ezreal is pushing our mid tower, and there's nothing we can do. Fast forward, he secures that inhibitor, the Drake spawning, and the enemy team is slightly out of position. We're trying to pick them off for the same situation as earlier. We want to kill into the Drake. This fight starts off extremely promising with the Sylas dying. He's one of their strongest members on the team, so killing him is quite important. The next strongest would be this Aatrox. Our team secures the Infernal Drake once again. Now we're skipping a couple minutes into the future. The Baron has spawned. We're doing the Baron dance, clearing out the wards, and Kai'Sa full engages onto the enemy team. It's not the full ace that we were ideally looking for, but we do kill 2 members of the enemy team. This is enough for us to consider starting this Baron and baiting them into a 3v5. Once that Baron is secured, we head over to the Infernal Drake. This is the third one. Next one is the Soul. We've also got the Baron, so we start pushing through the mid tower. This is the most frustrating thing about being a Sion main. That exact ult would have worked 3 seasons ago. Anyway, while we're holding the minion wave, our team pushes through and cleans up everyone, and that's enough for us to walk through and take the first game of the day. We actually gained about 21 LP, but I wasn't recording the outros, and we'll go over the reason for that in a second. But first, we all know coding is a useful skill in today's job market. Well, thanks to boot.dev, the sponsor of today's video, you too can learn how to code all while playing a captivating, self-paced online role-playing game. With boot.dev, you'll learn back-end web development from start to finish in both Python and Go programming languages, all by playing a RPG-style online game, earn XP, levels, achievements, and even complete quests to get the top spot on a global leaderboard. The whole time you'll be writing a ton of code, which is important because getting your hands on the keyboard and shipping projects is the only real way to learn. The guys over at boot.dev know that coding can be tricky. That's why they've created Boots, a powerful bear wizard AI that can walk you through your issues. You can also ask for help in boot.dev's vibrant Discord community. Additionally, boot.dev never wants their students to feel like they've spent money on something that isn't helping them. That's why they offer a free demo for every single course that they offer, as well as a 30-day no questions asked refund policy. So click the link in the video's description and use my code Tilterella to get 25% off your entire first year or month, depending on which plan that you choose. This game starts off with no vision, but we're assuming Viego's starting on his Raptors. We try our best to steal it, but we miss our smite. He then secures it with his, but neither of us get level 2, so now we're both in this awkward cat and mouse chase. Because the enemy's actually much closer to level 2 than us, the best option isn't to start a camp, it's to keep running around in circles and try and waste as much of his time as possible, hoping that our Nidalee notices this and paths to the correct location, which is the enemy's blue side, and as you can see, that's what he's done. While I'm rushing right back to the enemy's red, I see Viego match our Nidalee at his Gromp. Nidalee should have immediately ran, but he decided to stick around and he gets punished for this. As additional collateral damage, Akshan died while trying to save Nidalee. Thresh picks up 2 kills. I know it's not ideal looking, but that is the best case scenario, Thresh picking up that gold. Something you're going to learn very quickly while watching this channel is that early kills don't mean anything. What matters the most is both experience and tempo, and that's exactly what we took away from the enemy jungler. And if you don't have a jungler during the early laning phase, things are going to snowball very quickly because not only do we have one jungler, but we have 2, and one of them is more than happy to force any tower dive. After we dive bot, it's safe to assume the enemy jungler is trying to get an objective, so we rush straight to the void, and there he is. He's only level 3. Don't compare him to my level, compare him to the Fiora who hasn't left lane. Fiora's level 7, this guy's level 3. At this point in the game, it's quite common for the enemy support to start roaming around the map, making their own plays and chasing me down. It's usually because they feel some kind of pressure, either from themselves or their team, to make something happen. It's not as easy as you think to dive 2v1 if you don't have the right champions, so the only other option for them is to start roaming, but by then, we usually have a significant lead. 9 minutes into this game, and dare I say it, we are bordering on the mid game. I put so much of my focus into picking off this enemy jungler, it's not even funny. It was me versus him, and even though I don't speak his language, I'm certain he knew that. I'm just here dangling the carrot, and he keeps going for it over and over and over. The time is now 15 minutes. The enemy have just picked off our Nidalee and they're trying to secure our mid tower, which leaves them extremely vulnerable, and our team is all over it. Fiora is flanking, I'm ulting in, they're sandwiched, and there's nothing they can do to escape. kind of jumping through this game, all you really need to know is that our team has reached a point where once we siege, we're too strong for the enemy to stop us. We go through, take that inhibitor with only one casualty. Fast forwarding to 20 minutes, the Baron is spawning, and I want our team to go and start it, but instead they're fighting in the enemy red side, and 2 of our members die, including the Nidalee, our jungler. Even though we are 8 kills ahead still, the forfeit sign gets thrown up. Someone's throwing in the towel. I'm just going to ignore it. I head straight to that Baron. I can look at the map and see that the enemy team is going to respond to those minions. If we start this Baron now, we have Kalista. There's no reason we can't secure it, and that's what we end up doing. And now we're back in the driving seat, and we head to that top lane. Just in case you don't know and you're wondering why go to the top lane instead of the mid lane, you always want to pick the lane furthest away from the minions stacking, and in this case we've opened the bottom inhibitor, which means super minions, which means someone has to answer it, and if they're answering it, they're too far away to help their team, and that means it's the easiest lane for us to crack. Even though I would love to say that the game ended here and we claimed LP, that's not the case. We didn't have enough to end it, so we ran away. This gives me plenty of time though to explain to you what happened during this trip to Korea and why it's so important for this video. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do. Anyway, so some of you might have noticed in the last video that at the end, I zoomed in to show you the total amount of games played on the account. Well, if you are observant, you would realize that there's no way I just came to Korea and played over 120 games. I'm in the LPP, so what that means is when I go overseas to play on another server, I can ask Riot to provide me a Riot account so I don't need a transfer. This is a temporary account that I can use to climb and create content. So what I've done is I've booked this account months in advance, so once I arrive, it would be there ready for me to play. Well, what ended up happening is as soon as I arrived, I logged in only to find out that someone else was playing on the account literally as I was trying to play. So for the first week, I had issues logging in, getting kicked out. But not only that, I wasn't sure if I should continue climbing on the account because I was trying to request a new one through the LPP, but their responses were so vague and so slow. So yeah, that's why I wasn't recording these outros, because I honestly didn't think I'd be using this for content. I was just recording for the hell of it, because who knows, right? But that explains to you why I'm starting this series at Emerald 3. Not only Emerald 3 though, we're starting at hard stuck Emerald 3. This account had a 44% win rate when we started on it, which obviously means it's going to be a lot tougher for us to climb. It's also going to take longer, but on the flip side, we're going to reach our true rank. We're not just bringing a high MMR account over and skipping to Diamond 1. You're going to watch us go all the way from hard stuck Emerald 3 to whatever rank we end up achieving, and you can know without a shadow of a doubt that we belong in that rank and no one can question it anymore. So from a content creation perspective, I guess it was a blessing in disguise in some way, although it did waste a significant amount of the duration I was in Korea. Game number 3, you are witnessing the very first game of Sion Support I played. It's still mind-boggling to me just how good they are at Ashe on this server. This is only Emerald, and these guys are committing to everything I do almost instantly. When someone follows up a play I make, it means that I can play even more aggressive in the future, and that's why you generally see me like snowball so quickly. If he messed up the play, I would drastically pull back or start roaming. I don't think that's going to be an issue this game. It's crazy just how good their teamwork is. That Jace just comes in, snipes the kill. Everyone is paying attention. When you do pings, these guys, they follow it up. They don't mess about, which really only proves how great Double Jungle is. These guys, they're not slacking, they're paying attention, and we've still been making it work, right? After absolutely dominating the enemy bot lane, they rotated to the mid lane. The enemy Galio came to the bot. This did in fact slow down the pressure that we had because it was much more difficult to kill the mid laner over the enemy bot laners. Eventually though, we did get him. We're skipping 4 minutes into the future where we're trying to get a pick onto the Galio. The scoreline, it is in our team's favor, but it doesn't really show you how close this game is. The enemy team was making a lot of stuff happen on the top side of the map, which means Cassandre has a lot of gold, Lilia has a lot of gold, and on the flip side, we've been dealing with the enemy bot lane. We've been completely crushing them. I'd say the game was just about even up until 22 minutes where this team fight broke out and we got a clean engage onto the enemy Jhin. This was a very detrimental fight for the enemy team. We managed to get a clean ace, which gave us enough time to open both mid and the bot lane. This is such a strange thing for me. Usually I'm the player pinging, come help, come help, come help. But no, it was the Ashe who made this play happen. Once the Cassandre falls, he was the biggest threat in the enemy team, so we can easily force the Baron, and the rest of this game, it was really quite methodical. No mistakes on our behalf. If you're still here, by the way, you've made it 17 minutes into this video, please feel free to subscribe if you haven't, and if you are a subscriber, leave a comment, like the video. It helps with the algorithm, which ultimately encourages me to make more videos for you. Anyway, after we won this game, we got promoted to Emerald 1. Last video, we had 2 new subscribers join, thanks to Maru and Jay Ballant. Of course, there are plenty of perks to joining besides the shout out, including member badges, channel emojis, access to the live stream VODs. Plus, when you leave a comment on the videos, it gets sent to a private section in my analytics recognition on the main channel page. If you would like to support the channel and have a shout out in the next video, click that join button next to the channel name today. Game number 4, I've accidentally not recorded the first 2 minutes, so just to summarize what happened, I invaded the Raptors, killed the enemy Talia, and then died to the Neferi. It's always so tough to figure out which team got ahead in the early skirmishes. One thing I did note though is Caitlyn used her flash, and because they're default pushing, we simply sneak around the back, and this is a beautiful kill onto the Ashe, and I don't stop there. I circle all the way back around. He's pushing once again. Like I said, their lane, it keeps default pushing, which means I can continue to rinse, repeat this gank over and over. It took was 4 ganks before the enemy bot lane finally became conscious of me ganking them. Ashe full engages with her ult, it lands on the Caitlyn's face, and then she flashes forward with extreme aggression, allowing us to pick up not 1 but 2 kills onto this bot lane. And now we're in this position where the bot lane, they're worth nothing. We've killed them so many times, it's no longer worth my effort. I start on this blue buff when I notice on the other side of the map, Talia is getting pushed out by Viego, Viego. I time her pathing towards her blue. We know she's coming here. And this is another kill for our team. Although we die on the way out, I consider it a success. Our Viego picks up 2 kills and the Caitlyn just reset her gold. We've got another game here with another example of an Ashe in Emerald that is playing absolutely bonkers. They just know how to kite. They know the level of aggression. The ults always hit. It is so much fun to play with the Korean Ashes, I'm telling you. As every game passes, I become more and more like the Korean players. I just go ham any fight. I don't need to think whether or not my team's going to follow up. I just assume that everyone will, and they generally do. So it's very easy to get locked into this playstyle where the aggression just goes and goes and goes. But in this case, for us, it was working out well. We're doubling them in kills. It's 33-15 out of nowhere. The enemy team, they've had enough. They put the flag up and we win the 4th game of the day. And with that, we make it to Emerald 1, 28 LP. That's where tomorrow's video is gonna take off from.
Y'all ain't on this level, bitches, Tilterella.